Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to show a little project that I did last night. This is my latest incarnation of a little outdoor stove, and this one is built so that it is a recirculating wood gasifier stove. As you can see, it's made out of a peanut can. This was kind of an odd little can wherein the lid was a bowl. It snapped off, so the bottom and the top were almost identical, but the top snapped off and made a little bowl. I'm not sure where this came from. A friend of mine got it. It says Home Goods. Anyway, a friend of mine picked it up somewhere, and it was empty, and I saw it. Asked him about it, so he gave it to me. And this here is a can. I think it had chicken in it. You get it at Walmart, I believe. But anyway, this is something I built last night. What it has inside is, inside for the can that's in the middle, is what they call a pirouline, I believe is how it's pronounced, can. And what you find that at the discount stores, and what it is, it's a chocolate filled pastry, kind of like a stick, and that's what's in there. I've already burnt it last night, but as you can see, possibly I have a ring of holes around that pirouline can at the top, and also at the bottom a larger ring of holes, and then I have an air vent right here, and just to keep the center can spaced up, I have some fiberglass insulation underneath, and that was really just to keep it in place. And I did kind of like bend the metal over here, and like I said, the top looked almost exactly like the bottom, and what I did was I cut right around that indentation, and that can fit in there, that pirouline can fit in there perfectly. So anyway, it's about 50 degrees out here, and as you can tell, very windy. So I burnt this last night with some sticks and stuff in it, and it worked okay. I put some wood shavings from my joiner in there, and it worked awesome. The vapor jets, the flame jets at the top just worked awesome, but it had about 1.5 foot flame coming out of it. So today we're going to try it with these sweet gum balls, the bane of my yard. They drop by the thousands, and even though I only have one tree left, they are still everywhere. And so I'm going to try that today, and the reason being, they light pretty easily. They've got kind of an oil to them, and they flare up pretty good, and then they burn down. Once those spiky nubs burn down, they leave a coal that's just hot. And we're going to try to make a grilled cheese sandwich today. So let me get this thing burning, and I'll come back. Okay, so there, I've just lit it. We will see if this thing will catch up and start burning. You have to get a little bit of heat going to get the vapor action, kind of like on your stove, to get it to draft properly. And hopefully I've got enough. I had some napkin poked down in there. Hopefully I have enough down in there to get it working. I may not have enough in there. I pulled these, literally pulled these spike balls right off the front steps as I walked out. I may have to put some more paper or some sticks down in there to get her going, but it is still burning down in there. looks like we're going to have to put some more shavings or something in there. Okay, I pulled the sweet gum balls out. I guess they were just a little too wet. And I dropped some sticks in, and she's starting to burn down in there. Hopefully here in a minute, the heat will come up enough, the flame will come up enough, and we'll get the gasification going, and you'll see those reburner holes. There we got some flame coming up. Anyway, you'll see those reburner holes on the little jets that come out once she gets to working good. You can see that flare up, that's the actual wood gas that's coming off. There you can see some jet action in there. You can hear it start to sizzle. It's actually producing the wood gas now. There's a good jet right there. You can see. I'm going to go ahead and set the skillet on. We'll get her getting warmed up. As you can see, if it wasn't for the wind, it's putting out plenty of flame. The wind is blowing the flame way off to the side. Let me back out. Sorry about that. There's plenty of flame in there. And if you can see down in the holes, if the smoke will stay out of our eyes, you can actually see the flame and the coals glowing down inside the inner can. But easily, with a small handful of sticks, you could cook food with this. Especially on a day that wasn't so windy. I think we should be getting pretty warm in there. Yep, butter's starting to melt. You just have to be careful with a setup like this, because as you could see earlier, the little stand that keeps the pot or the pan up off the stove is not a very wide purchase for that pot or pan. And you can make something bigger if you wanted to go around, a little stand, a three-legged stand or whatever. This was just a real simple build. But you want to be careful, especially if you have liquids and you're stirring or anything like that. You want to support with the handle whatever you are cooking. Get some of this. I'm losing my stuff. Got that butter on it now, it wants to stick to my spatula. Anyway, we'll put the lid back on because, as I said earlier, it is 50 degrees and very windy out here. I may have to add some more wood. Looks like I'm down to coals. And coals is good, but with this temperature and this wind out here, it's not going to maintain my heat like I need it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, there was a good bed of coals in there, which on a normal day would be warm enough to continue cooking. But with the wind the way it is, if it was like this right now, where there's no wind, then that would be enough to do your cooking. And plus, the gasification would continue in a steady process. But with the wind gusting as it is, not only is it blowing away the gases, but it's also drafting the stove, which is burning the fuel a lot faster. Okay, well, the flames have died down. I don't know if you can see the heat though. The heat is still very much coming out of the stove because 3/4 of the inside of that is filled with coals now. Get a view of that. That's all coals. And it definitely is cooking. So, for those people who wanted a step-by-step, here's how I drilled it video, that's not obviously what this was. You can go on YouTube and find all kinds of that, and you can either garner some basic information and do like I did, take what you have available or what you can easily find and improvise and just do a little experimenting, or you can follow their instructions, get the exact parts they used, try to do it as close to the way they did, and you probably guaranteed a little better success. But I like to do things where I learn the principles of how to do it, and that way if I'm faced with a situation where I don't have the exact stuff, I know the basics how to do it, and maybe we can get something working. So, as I said, it's very, very windy out here. I mean, you can see the flag. It's not slowing down one bit. And we're still cooking with a little handful of sticks. So, that was my goal. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, guys, after I got a good bed of coals in there, I dropped the sweet gum balls back in. And I think you can see in there how the jets are actually working. And so I've got a good, steady, consistent flame now. Those sweet gum balls, they were just too wet, and I just needed to get a little bit of heat in there.